Hello, I am Azelle. Another week closer to the launch of Warhammer the Old World, and look, I painted a Warrior of Chaos ages ago. Today I am talking about the army I'm doing, plus their brethren, the Warriors of Chaos. Khorne, specifically. I'm doing Khorne, so we're talking about Warriors of Chaos. Now, this is Games Workshop's big bad in all their games, the Gods of Chaos, the War, and their entire existence. It's one of the most interesting facets of the Games Workshop systems. It was not hard to predict at least one Chaos Force was going to make it into the Warhammer the Old World. Now, lore-wise, Chaos has the longest history in Warhammer the Old World. Look, this is Chaos Warriors, where if we talk about demons, yeah, they pretty much started all the nonsense. Elves and dwarves stopped the nonsense, so their lore is older than Warriors of Chaos. Chaos and their followers are absolutely everywhere. Like, you can't move 10 feet in Warhammer the Old World without bumping into someone who worships one of the evil gods. So, as the other thing, we also kind of know what the Warriors of Chaos were actually doing during the time period of Warhammer the Old World. We have been told that the narrative takes place a few decades before the Siege of Prague. Now, the Siege of Prague was 2303, and the Warriors of Chaos attacked. They started to march under the banner of the Kurgan warlord Azavar Kul in 2271. Also, in 2271, Warriors of Chaos attacked Khemri, looking for gold in the War of Vultures. Seriously, that's what they did. There are also several novels to read when it comes to Warriors of Chaos, such as the Champions of Chaos Omnibus, and I'm always a big fan of omnibuses, and this one includes Sigvold by Darius Hinks and Valkyria the Bloody by Sarah Corkwell. I actually liked Valkyria the Bloody. It's a really good written book. I enjoyed it. And of course there is the End Time series if you really want to see how the Chaos just managed to mess the whole world up. The models for Warriors of Chaos look great, and there is already a plethora of models, old and new, that are available on the Games Workshop website. Valkyria the Bloody, who will be my hero and leading my army, is there. There is also the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, and the new plastic models for Slaves of Darkness too. The Warriors of Chaos are incredibly diverse, from mortal marauders, giant chaos giants, and any number of magical beasties. I'll be honest with you, I'm quite fond of the Manticore personally. A Warriors of Chaos army could easily be made into an army where repetition doesn't really happen. You're not going to repeat the same unit too many times, and I do like a nice versatile army, and one with lots of variation. Now, this was especially true if you're doing a Chaos Undivided army. Then, literally everything's on the table, you just add spikes. Now, when it comes to painting Warriors of Chaos, it's to say it is either easy or hard. It's dependent on how eclectic you want your army to be. If you're going for 4 Armoured Chaos Warriors, it won't be too difficult to paint. It is the base paint, that's pretty much a wash. It is armour, after all, and Chaos Warrior models are not so intricate to cause any real issue. When you get to the monsters, however, such as the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, that is a beast and will take you a while to paint. It will look damn good as your centerpiece though, and that's what beasts do, especially for your old army. And is there a Age of Sigmar Vanguard box? Yeah, and it fits nicely to the Warhammer the Old World Warriors of Chaos army. I like it, and I will be getting a couple for my own army, because it's really good for boosting it. In this box you get a Chaos Lord, Chaos Chariot, 10 Chaos Warriors, and 5 Chaos Knights. Fantastic. Honestly, if you're doing something like Khorne, who usually are more expensive, this is probably a better value box for Khorne, just because of the amount of points it will be. It'll be about 1,000 points on its own, and a decent sized army. Look, it's a cost effective manner just to boost or start an army, and that's what these boxes are for. Look, I know several people don't want to use AOS models for the old world. Anyway, besides, Games Workshop don't really care as long as you use their models. Slaves of Darkness models are also just updates to the Chaos models from Fantasy. So there you go, Chaos model, Warriors of Chaos, absolutely love it, fantastic. Some of the most intricate war about lore, and Warhammer Fantasy's always had. I've always liked the fact they've been marauding and that they are marching at the point of Warhammer Old World. They're marching down to Prague to go and start nonsense, because they like to start nonsense. That's what Chaos does. It's all about just being a pain in everyone's rear end collectively. And there is so many great characters to use as well. You've got Valkyr, which of course I mentioned. You have Woodvik, the Wanderer, Festus, the Changeling, not the Changeling, the Zinch one, which tracks my mind. Sigvald as well, though I know a lot of people, including myself, want the original Sigvald model for Warhammer the Old World and not the AOS model. I don't know, it kind of looks weird with the horns and stuff. He's meant to look like a normal human being, but a sort of young lad sort of thing, just to be completely deceptive as what he is. And of course with Chaos you've got the entire ability to just bash the hell out of almost everything. Like I said, I'm doing Khorne, and honestly looking at the start collecting box for Blades of Khorne would be a good way for me. I mean, I could use the Blades of Khorne, the normal ones, as like the Reavers and stuff, as Marauders, and just use them as the basic ones and build Chaos Warriors as Chaos Warriors. Use the big monster, which I keep forgetting, as my Chaos Spawn. And of course you've got the nice good Chaos Lord there, just sort of not have the rules for the Fleshhound, but use him as he is, because he looks really good. So that's a nice looking one as well. And of course there's the ally ship you've got with Chaos, you know, Demons and Beastmen, which are always good to ally with Warriors. It would be nice to see how Games Workshop actually focuses on allies with the Old World as well. When they first released it, it's sort of like good, bad, which is weird because especially when bad had the Tomb Kings of Khemri as well as Wards of Chaos in the same sort of steps part, even though, you know, there literally was a massive war between the two. It would be nice to see how they do ally, because again, a lot of the good guys did ally a lot. If we remember back to Marienburg during the Vampiric Wars, it was actually saved because there was a high elf barrack there. So there you go. I would like to see how that works and what further. Again, another thing I want to see, like while we're on this, more books about Chaos and how they work, especially in laws and novels. If you've got something like the Old World coming out, it would be good to see something so narratively based that actually have a book series about it. Well, a good book series. But it's also a bit weird because if you're doing the Time of Three Emperors, you're going to have to start from the beginning, and it kind of ends up that they're starting at the end. But given the hint that it's starting a few decades before the Siege of Prague, we might actually be seeing the Old World getting the start at the start of the Chaos March. That's just something I think, and that's what we're going to see. And so there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on, you know, why you should collect Chaos, the Warriors of Chaos for the Old World, or why I'm collecting it, because honestly I think it's pretty much why I did this video, because it is how I'm doing it. And of course, everything else. Link to Wayland Games if you wish to save money on your Warhammer, especially Warriors of Chaos, because there is lots there. Free delivery after £20 and up to 20% off your Warhammer. Bargain. Forbidden Planet, if you like comics, I got a comic down there as well, and of course my merchandise as always. And if you just wish to give me money, though, as always, I prefer you didn't. I prefer you get yourself something nice. It still supports the channel. I'll see you all. There's Patreon as well. I'll see you all again soon. I hope you have a good day, enjoy the weather, and goodbye.